Visalaw is the first immigration intelligence platform built by immigration lawyers for immigration lawyers. We built it to support every area of an immigration law firm's work, not just research, not just drafting, but the full practice of immigration law, restoring attorneys' time for client advocacy. It starts with data. Visalaw AI is built on the largest and most robust immigration law dataset available, curated by immigration attorneys and continuously updated. Every feature, workflow, and AI capability is grounded in authoritative immigration law. The platform is built with enterprise-grade security, and customer data is never retained or used to train AI models. Our improved case law tools deliver faster, deeper legal analysis with clear authority, stronger context, and reliable citations you can trust. Our new research agent goes further. It identifies your practice area, checks live government sources for policy changes through GovSync, searches the full catalog of US case law, statutes, and regulations when needed, and verifies every citation before results reach you. Visalaw AI. This is immigration intelligence you can trust.
Well, that's fun, isn't it, Tyler? Visalaw 2.0 coming very, very soon, and it's going to be one of our most significant updates to date. Should really change if you're a current Visalaw user. It's going to really change your experience for the better. If you are a new user or a prospective user for Visalaw 2.0, which is just what we're calling this update, is just going to make Visalaw as a program feel a lot more like what you might be familiar with AI platforms, and just it's got a smarter engine behind it. It's going to make answers more accurate. We've got exciting information to share about that here soon. But yeah, so fun stuff coming on the Visalaw side, and we've got a webinar that will be taking place here next Thursday. So be on the lookout for that in the same places that you found this webinar. We will announce that here soon. Or you can check out the Visalaw website. We've got a link to it there. Tyler, today we're going to talk about reference letters and packet assembly, some very important time-consuming tasks that can kind of be a real pain, just on the administrative side. So, you speak to a lot of lawyers every day, and, these are essential tasks that can really, eat away at some of their valuable hours.
Yeah.
What have you been hearing from people who are working with clients, or they're working with a small team or a large team, where this sort of fits into their workflow?
Yeah, I think what I hear commonly is just the time it takes for the holistic project to take place, or the work to finish a petition packet, if you will. And for those of you, some of you may be on your first call right now with Visalaw. Some of you may have been customers for the last couple of years, and everything in between. And if you're familiar with Visalaw and kind of the history of our drafting workflow, you would know that to start and up to recently, we've been really focused on the cover letter drafting and the writing intensive processes that do take up the majority amount of time it takes to prepare these packets. But within that, there are a lot of what we would refer to as like sub projects, right? That need to take place. They might not take up the full amount of time as writing a 20-page cover letter, but 2 hours here, 3 hours there can add up to a lengthy process. So what we're focused on today, specifically to your point, Ian, is going to be a couple of those sub projects that they are just as important as writing the cover letter, maybe not as time intensive, but when looking at all the smaller things that need to be done when putting together a petition packet, they can really add on to the time it takes to prepare these. So all that to say, that's what we're going to be focused on today. That's really where moving forward we're trying to help immigration attorneys, is not just put together the petition pack, or not just putting together the cover letter itself, but also everything that has to go along with that, to where Visalaw is not just a writing tool. It is going to be a tool to help you compile and really from end to end prepare these cases for you to submit. So that's a long-winded answer, Ian, but I think just the time it takes to do everything associated with one of these cases. And really, it's exciting to see us kind of move in the direction to expand upon what we're helping with when it comes to the various cases that we support.
It's a great answer, Tyler, and it's exactly right. And I'm gonna give us a little bit of practice here. Some of the housekeeping items just to be aware of. I'm gonna first of all throw this poll up. Use the comment section. This is where the same section where you can put answers in to the chat, or questions, I should say. But you can also answer this poll, and you can type 1, 2, 3, or 4. Don't type the number of hours. Type 1, 2, 3, or 4, as in A, B, C, D, for these number of answers. Let's share a little bit of information with each other. How long does it take you to develop your reference letters? How long does it take your team? Maybe your support staff super quick and they're getting it done in under an hour. Maybe it's something that just takes a little bit more time. Maybe maybe you're on the closer to the 3 hour plus end. So just type in 1, 2, 3, or 4 for those answers. Just share some information with each other, and for our reference as well. And so as we get started here, we will, if you do need to step away, we are recording this and will be sent out at the conclusion of today's live event. So be on the lookout for an email from StreamYard. But as you get questions, as things come up, we do have Emily Cohen behind the scenes who've helped develop this process. If there's anything Tyler and I can't answer, she will be able to. And so take this time and ask your best questions, because we've got the team here to help answer that for you. If you are a prospective new customer, or if you are a current customer, there's 2 different things you can do to really maximize your time here. One would be to, if you have follow-up questions, if you have things you want to do better as a current customer, book time with us, with our support staff, with our customer success team. Be happy to take 15 minutes to speak with you and help you with your processes. If you're a prospective customer, book a demo. You can scan this QR code that is up on the screen, and we would love to talk to you about how Visalaw can fit into your specific workflow. Without further ado, Tyler, let's go ahead and get this demo rolling.
Absolutely. Yeah, and just to kind of provide a high level overview of what we do at Visalaw as we're jumping in here, in case you're not too familiar with us, we do provide an immigration intelligence platform. What that means is we're providing you with one platform, all powered by AI, all very specific to the practice of immigration law, designed to help you throughout the lifespan of the case. Whereas the bulk of our functionality is going to be built around AI-powered legal research and AI petition drafting. The drafting tool is where we're going to be spending all of our time during today's demo. But if there is anything that's catching your eye on this screen that you do want us to dive in deeper with you on, as Ian mentioned, feel free to use that QR code, head over to our website, whatever's easiest, and go ahead and schedule a call with us. We do provide free trials of the system. So if you want to test it out, compare it to the AI that you're using today, compare it to ChatGPT, Gemini, and kind of some outputs that you get over there. And we'd love to hear your feedback as you are testing it out against other alternatives. So all that to say, we're going to be jumping into drafts to kick things off. The agenda for today's call, we're going to spend the first half of the call on the petition assembly component. And then we are going to switch gears into the reference letter. So kind of a 2-4 webinar today. So we'll jump into drafts here, and that's going to take us to a screen that looks like this. Now, this is what I refer to as our draft library. So these are going to be all of the individual cases, petitions, briefs, etc., that I've been working on, all sorted by the date created here. We'll see that most of these projects here are just completed drafts that I've been working on. But with any new project that I'm going to create, we're always going to use this new draft button to kick off that project. So we'll come up here and we're going to select or create that new draft by selecting the process type that we're going to work on. I am going to slowly scroll down this list just so we can get an idea of everything that we do support from a drafting perspective, in case you haven't done a demo with us in the past. You'll find as I go down this list, we do support a healthy mix of both family and humanitarian process types, but also business and employment. So everything from asylum briefs to EB1s, EB2s, H1Bs, Ls, motions to reopen, Os, 601A, 601 waivers, R1s, T visas, TNs, travel ban NIEs, U visas, and VAWAs are all at the moment currently supported process types. It is worth noting that we do regularly release new process types. These webinar sessions, if you follow along, they are going to be one of the avenues to better understand which process types we're releasing. I know we do have a few more that are on the horizon that we're very excited for. So definitely be on the lookout for the webinar topics, as those that is one of the best ways to better understand what we're releasing. But today we're going to be focused on that petition assembly process type. The petition assembly process type is really unlike any other process type within Visalaw, because the output that we're working towards here with this process is not going to be a cover letter. We're going to use the petition assembly process type for when, for whatever reason, we don't need Visalaw's help in drafting the cover letter for this project, right? We only need help compiling the exhibit list, putting together the index of documents, and we're going to download that as our final output here. So we're going to come in, we're going to select the petition assembly. We are going to provide this project with a name. Typically, you'll name this something more relative to the client or the case. You'll find I'm not that creative, so we're just going to use petition assembly in today's date, and that's going to work for us for today. And if I did need to share this with others at my firm, I do have the ability to share this so that others at my firm or organization have access to this same project. When I click next, you'll notice that the steps over here on the left get taken from 5 to 3, because again, there is no draft that we're finalizing. There is no petition that we're reviewing. The final step in this project is going to be downloading that petition bundle, and that process is going to stop after the exhibit list. So on my other screen, I'm going to drag and drop just a folder of supporting documents that I have for a case. I'm going to drag and drop this folder of documents in here. And as you can see, I do have the ability, as long as I'm working with an extracted folder, to upload the entire folder in here at one time. I don't have to upload these documents one by one. And I have 28 documents or 28 files for this case that I'm uploading. I get a real-time update on where these documents are in the upload process, and right on cue, I'm going to receive green check marks next to each document, just letting me know that my document upload did complete successfully here. Once that document upload does complete successfully, we can click next, and that's going to move us on to the next step, which is in this process, the final step. So as I'm mentioning, the end result here is compiling the petition bundle minus the cover letter. So it's going to put together the index of documents and the list of exhibits. This step is all about organizing that list to ensure they're in the appropriate order when I go to download the petition bundle. So I can do a lot of things on this step manually, but also using the AI to do that for me. So I have the ability just to manually drag and drop these documents by grabbing this hamburger icon over here on the far right. And I can just simply drag and drop these documents to appear in a specific order that I want them in. I also have the ability to select on multiple documents. So if I were to click these 3 documents at the top, I could create a group here and just simply name that group here. This is going to create a group with these 3 documents and include them in a single exhibit. But I also have the ability to select all the documents and just organize this entire list using AI. So if I click the select all button and click organize using AI, the AI is going to intelligently organize this list of documents and create those groups for me automatically. So whether I want to do all this manually or have the AI do this initial go at it, I can kind of use a combination of the two to organize this list in the appropriate order. And you'll see those groups are going to be created. The documents are ordered in an intelligent way. And then now that the AI did this work, I do have the ability to make any adjustments, make any changes that I need to based on what the AI produced for us already. Final couple steps here. I also have the ability to rename documents from this step. So if I were to select on this top supporting document in this first group, I could simply rename this file by clicking the rename file button and just give this document a new name here. But I also have the ability to rename this file using AI. So if I were to click this option, this is going to look at the content of this first document and provide that document with a new name. I'll go ahead and do it for the second document as well. Somewhat bad examples because they aren't poorly named documents, but it's worth noting that the AI is looking through the content of the document, not the prior name. So if we had a folder of documents that weren't named at all, the AI would do a good job at coming in and providing each of those documents with a new name based on the content of the document itself.
And Tyler, I think that's an important note to hit on, just because, from the administrative burden that sometimes can be provided by messy documents or documents that you're having to assemble manually. The benefit of having AI actually go in and read those documents and be like, oh, hey, this is what it is about. Essentially, this is 3 or 4 word summary. It can really help reduce any administrative errors and really cut down on any of those sort of backlog items that could pop up with one mistake.
Absolutely. I think it's a great point. And honestly, it's, I mentioned at the beginning of the call that you do have the ability to share this with multiple users within your organization. Whether you're an attorney on the call with us, or maybe a paralegal support staff, this is a tool that is going to be best adopted across the entire firm or the entire organization or team. The reason I say that, and it's a good point to bring up, Ian, maybe you are an attorney on the call right now, and maybe this is something that your support staff is helping you with a lot. I always recommend doing just kind of an evaluation of how much time it takes on average of your team to complete these somewhat smaller processes, but smaller processes that add up and take a lot of time. It could be that your team is spending a lot of time just simply renaming files or organizing these files to appear in appropriate order. This alone, we can take from maybe an hour or two to compile to, as simple as 5, 10, 15 minutes. So I think it's a great point, and one that I don't think we give enough attention to, just because it may not be something, if you're an attorney on the call, that you're specifically focused on for each of your cases. So back to the petition assembly, we're pretty much done here, right? All that we have to do is ensure that our documents are in the appropriate order, they're in the appropriate groups, and they're named correctly. And really the final output that we're working towards is to download the petition bundle. I will note, just because it's here, we have added the ability to view the history of all the changes that I've made. So as we can see, there's a couple of AI renames and AI reorders that we did. If I needed to, I could just come in here and simply undo those changes in one step. But assuming I do have this exhibit list in the final stage, I can click download petition bundle. This is going to allow me to name the document. I have some settings here, like if I want to add dividers, how I want to refer to these documents, if I want to include the group names, include the exhibit list. One option that I'll call out is the ability now to annotate the exhibit list. So this is going to provide a brief summary of what every supporting document is. For demo purposes, I'm going to enable this, but you do have the ability to leave that off if you wanted to. And when I bundle this petition packet here, this is putting together the index of documents or index of exhibits. As we see here, it is providing a short summary of what every supporting document is. And it is also including all of the evidence in the same petition packet here. So again, this petition assembly process type is designed to help you compile your list of exhibits. There is no cover letter for this specific process type. So maybe you're working on a case that we don't support from a drafting perspective, but you still want Visalaw's help in expediting this process. You can absolutely use this for putting together a petition packet of a process type that we don't yet support. And I don't see any questions. So really, from the petition assembly standpoint, this is everything that we'll show. And As long as we don't have any other questions before switching gears, we'll kind of transition over to the reference letters at this point. So I'm going to take us back to our draft library, and we're gonna kind of switch gears into the reference letters. So again, I'm going to come up here to the new draft, and we're going to create that new project. For this project, we're going to use the EB1A as our process type. We'll come in here and we'll give this a title similar to how we did previously. And just like we did with the petition assembly, we're going to upload our files for this case. I think these are actually going to be the same supporting documents we just used. So I'll upload those files like normal. And I do want to call out the process we're showing right now is drafting recommendation letters from the project itself within drafts, right? So this is going to be really the most simplistic way to draft reference letters as part of the case that you're drafting in Visalaw. In the event that you did want to just one-off draft a reference letter, you didn't need to walk through the whole drafting process within Visalaw. We do support recommendation letter drafting within Document Q&A, which is another tool in the system that you would have access to. So we do have a recommendation writer in the event you just needed to draft a one-off recommendation letter. But really what we're showing in this process is we're working through the process of drafting in EB1A, the entire petition packet here with the cover letter and the index of documents. And as part of that petition packet, we need to draft those reference letters. So that's what we're showing here in what we see over here. So in most of, if not all of our employment and business immigration petition types, you will see this box open up over here titled Create Reference Letters. What we do here is we'll start the process, and I have two options. The first option is going to run the AI document analysis. So this option is best if all the documents I wanted the AI to utilize to draft the reference letters were just added at that file upload step. So assuming I'm uploading all the documents for this case, including those documents that I want the AI to use when drafting reference letters, this is going to be the option that I'm going to select. Whereas if we needed to upload more documents, maybe I had a folder of documents that I'm not including as evidence for this case, but I want the AI to have access to when drafting the reference letters specifically, I could just simply upload more documents here. I'm going to let the AI run the document analysis. And once we kick off the reference letter drafting process, the system is going through all of these documents to decide which of these documents we're going to utilize for that reference letter. So we'll see here, Mario Supremo is our beneficiary. And we'll kind of walk through this, but if there are contacts in the supporting documents that the AI is picking up that we probably want a reference letter from, those are going to be added or populated here automatically. I'm going to go ahead, Ian, I'm going to throw you under the bus.
My buddy Mario Supremo is very talented, and
exactly.
I'm happy to send my recommendation.
There you go. So we're going to use Ian as the recommender here. So we can just simply add new contacts for every contact that we need a recommendation letter from. But again, if it is clear cut in the supporting documents who the recommenders are going to be, those contacts will auto populate here, and we can use those if needed. So on the Mario Supremo side, he is our beneficiary, so that's going to automatically populate. We do allow you to upload a template for recommendation letters, and this is where you would select on that template if we had one uploaded. If you're not familiar with our template tool, the template is going to be utilized for your style of writing for the recommendation letters. So the way that you, your tonality, the way that you kind of structure these recommendation letters from a writing perspective is going to be utilized from that template. No content is going to be taken from an old template into your new recommendation letters, as an example. You can select your letter length here. We'll choose 1 to 2 pages by default. And then I do have the ability to select which documents are going to be utilized for the recommendation letter here. So maybe the AI didn't think it needed to take into account information about the field or something like that, I do have the ability to select those documents here. Looks like we do need to add Ian as the recommender here. And once I click next, that recommendation letter from Ian regarding Mario Supremo is going to begin drafting. It should only take about 30 seconds to a minute for this to draft. It is worth noting that, let's say I needed 6 reference letters drafted at this one step, I would have the ability to click next with 6 of these recommendation letters queued up, and it will draft all 6 recommendation letters at the same time. So within a matter of minutes, we can have 6 1 to 2 page recommendation letters or 3 to 4 page recommendation letters drafted for us. And we'll take a look at the output momentarily, but we'll see here, once this is done, all within this one project, and it actually beat me to the punch, all within this one project, we have the ability to draft these recommendation letters and just simply grab them and add them to the exhibit list here. So in that short amount of time, our draft is complete. We're going to click in. We do have some settings here, just letting us know what we selected initially. But when I preview this letter, and I'll grab some more real estate here, this is going to provide me with a rich text editor right here within Visalaw. So I can view this recommendation letter, but I can also edit this document prior to finalizing the recommendation letter. And this would be an example of just a very generic recommendation letter. Not generic in the sense that this is generic, but just based on the supporting documents or lack of supporting documents that we have regarding Ian's work with Mario Supremo. This is going to be an example of the recommendation letter that was drafted here. And like I said, this is a rich text editor. So we do have the ability to edit this document prior to saving this document. And once we're done, we just simply grab this document and add it to our exhibit list. And we've completed the process of drafting that recommendation letter from Ian regarding Mario Supremo. And like I mentioned, if we had a handful of recommendation letters here, I could just simply grab all 3, all 6, all 10, and add all of them to the exhibit list at one time.
And that's so beneficial for sort of the bulk editing of these reference letters. And I always think it's really good to just sort of if you are thinking about your process with reference letters, to understand and really like digest the fact that, oh, I could have all of my reference letters bulk drafted sort of at one time. And then you can move into the editing process and the review process with the attorney or with your team. And just really speed up that entire asset production. Really quite a bit of time saved there.
Absolutely. And yeah, as we see here, we have that letter of recommendation from Ian. So again, it's these smaller processes in the grand scheme of the entire case that we're trying to shave time off of, utilize AI. But still utilizing templates and things like that to keep the same flavor of the recommendation letters that you're used to drafting. So, yeah, I think that about hits everything, Ian.
Yeah, absolutely. So if there are no questions, and I'll give you just a couple more seconds to get those in, but as you're typing, I will also put my email into the chat. Send me an email if you have any questions that you didn't get answered today and didn't feel like putting in the chat. You can send me an email and we'll get those answered. If you want to reach out about any copies of today's of what we've produced today, feel free to do that. Again, the best next steps you can take if you're interested in learning more about Visalaw AI is to go ahead and just scan that QR code and book a time with Tyler or with other folks on our team who can walk you through the personalization of Visalaw, really what it would look like if you implemented it in your organization, what the cost would be, what your best use cases are, because Visalaw is, like we said, an immigration intelligence platform. It provides you with a number of different tools, from translation, summarization. We also have integrations with some document management, including Google Docs, with Dropbox, with OneDrive. We also have integrations with case management, e-immigration, I'm blanking, Clio, as well as DocketWise. And we also have an integration with Candle AI. If you are spending a lot of time in your email inbox, that is something you may want to look into, because it can really, really slash that time. And so with those things in mind, those are things that we can show you in our one-on-one demos. So we would love to get you into one of those and just spend a few minutes talking about what your what it could look like to implement Visalaw AI in your organization, whatever that may look like.
And I
So
would also add, just
yeah, go
on,
ahead,
on
Tyler.
top of that, I know we've talked today about implementing this across your team. If you are a current customer and you're familiar with our pricing models, and maybe you're sitting here saying this looks great, but this is what my paralegals do for me. This is what my support staff do for me. We have implemented license types for your support staff and your paralegals. So without having to purchase a core plan or a pro plan for them, as an example. So regardless of what the structure of the team looks like and the licenses that you have today, feel free to reach out to us, because we have implemented pricing options that are not on our website necessarily for your support staff. So there are absolutely ways for your support staff to gain access to Visalaw without having to purchase an entire core plan license or pro plan license for them.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and very good to note. And so outside of that, I believe that we've covered everything. So I appreciate everybody for taking the time today to join us, and I appreciate you, Tyler, for taking the time to show us this demo. And so with that, I think we will close it here today. And again, thank you very much, and look forward to hearing from you.
Thanks, everyone.